Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh Krishna, what is opening? Narayanam Namaskrityam Nanam Chaiva Narottamam. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyaudirayet. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 30, verse 33. If anybody would like to read the verse, you could raise your hand, please. This is the time to grab the opportunity. Go ahead, Mataji. Chitra Mohini. Everyone will get the chance, so don't put your hands down. Chitra Mohini, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yavatte Maya Sprushta Brahmam Iha Karmabhihi Tavad Bhavat Prasanganam Sangasyano Bhave Bhave. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Shubha Rao Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Yavatte Mayaya Sprushta. Yavatte Mayaya Sprushta. Brahmamaiha Karmabhihi. Tavad Bhavat Prasanganam Sangasyano Bhave Bhave. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ayushi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yavate Mayaya Sprishta Brahmama Iha Karmabhi Tavad Bhavat Prasanganam Sangasyano Bhave Bhave. Thank you so very much, Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Krishna. Madhu Mai Krishna Kanta Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yavatte Mayaya Sprushta Brahmama Iha Karmabhihi Tavat Bhavat Prasanganam Sangahasyanno Bhave Bhave. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yavat, as long as, te, your, mayaya, by the illusory energy, sparshata, contaminated, brahma maha, we wonder, iha, in this material world, karma bhi, by the reaction of fruitive activities, tavat, so long, bhavat prasanga nam, of your loving devotees, sangaha, association, syat, let there be, naha, our, bhave, bhave, in every species of life. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Dear Lord, as long as we have to remain within this material world due to our material contamination and wander from one type of body to another and from one planet to another, we pray that we may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastimes. We pray for this benediction, life after life, in different bodily forms and on different planets. Purport by His Divine Grace Shabbat ki Jai. This is the best benediction that a devotee can ask of the Supreme Lord. This is also confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sthane sthiti shrutigatam tanuman manobhi. Bhagavatam 10th Canto, 14th chapter, verse 3. One may be in one position or another according to destiny, but in any case, one must continue to hear about the activities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, regardless of circumstances. A pure devotee does not pray for liberation or for cessation of the cycle of birth and death because he does not consider that important. The most important thing for a devotee is getting a chance to hear about the pastimes and glories of the Lord. The devotees who engage in the service of the Lord in this world will have the same opportunity in the spiritual world also. Thus, for a devotee, everything is in the spiritual world for as long as he can hear about the pastimes of the Lord, or wherever he can chant, the Lord is personally present. Yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tisthami narada. When the devotees, pure devotees, assemble to chant, hear, and talk about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the place where they assemble becomes Vaikuntha. For the devotee, there is no need to pray to the Lord for transferal to the Vaikuntha world. A pure devotee can create Vaikuntha or Vrindavan anywhere, by chanting the glories of the Lord without offense. The Prachetas pray for an opportunity to hear of the glories of the Lord in every form of life. Bhave, bhave. A living entity transmigrates from one body to another. The devotee is not particularly eager to stop this process. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays, Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahetuki Tvai. My dear Lord, life after life, may I be fixed in your pure devotional service. Out of humility, a devotee considers himself unfit to be transferred to the spiritual world. He always thinks himself contaminated by the modes of material nature. Nor is there any need for a devotee to ask to be freed from the modes of material nature. Devotional service itself is in the transcendental position. Therefore, there is no question of asking for this special facility. The conclusion is that a pure devotee is not anxious to stop the repetition of birth and death, but is always eager to associate with other devotees who are engaged in chanting and hearing about the glories of the Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjansalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Imam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shrivadi Paschatya Deshatarine यावत्ते मायया स्पृष्टा ब्रह्मणा इह कर्मभिः तावद् प्रसंगानां संगास्यान्नो भवे भवे. Dear Lord, as long as we have to remain within this material world due to our material contamination and wander from one type of body to another and from one planet to another, we pray that we may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastimes. We pray for this benediction life after life in different bodily forms and on different planets. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, the creation of the fourth order, chapter number 30, which is named as the
Activities of Prachetas.
Activities of the
activities of the
Prachetas.
Prachetas. And now that Prachetas have finished offering their prayers to Krishna, and now they're asking benedictions from Krishna. From this verse until the last verse of this chapter, the Prachetas are asking benediction. And the first benediction they're asking is to give them the opportunity to associate with the pure devotees who are engaged in discussing Krishna's pastimes. It doesn't matter which life, but life after life, doesn't matter which planet, but planet from this planet to this planet, other planet, or doesn't matter which species, from one species to another species. You see, in our Srimad Bhagavatam, how many verses are there? How many verses are there in this Srimad? Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses.
18,000.
18,000.
Yes.
18,000.
So in 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, the main incarnations of Krishna which are explained are 10 incarnations, like Dashavata, right? But it is said that Krishna has incarnated in each and every species across the universe. So how come we are only reading about 10? So it is said that demigods have their own Srimad Bhagavatam, which is composed of over 1 lakh verses, and Krishna's incarnations in each and every species is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam in so much intricacy. imagine, like, Bhadra Purnima campaign, and you're distributing that Bhagavatam with over 1 lakh verses. Forget about how are we gonna read it? 18,000 verses becomes like a lifetime journey. So we can only put our faith. There's an element of faith which is needed. That's why they are praying that bhave, no matter in what species, because Krishna's pastimes can be heard in every species. Doesn't it? Because Krishna consciousness is ahetuki and what is it? Ahetuki and
Apratihata.
Apratihata.
what does it mean? What does it mean?
Apratihata is 24 hours. Aitaki is
Without
without
break.
cause, reason.
Okay, nice. So unceasing or unceasing so cannot be cessated or no cessation, and it is not dependent on anything. It's not dependent on a cause. Like for example, if somebody is working as a finance officer, then it is dependent on so many things, dependent on their qualification, their experience, right? It is dependent there. But Krishna consciousness is not dependent on anything. Doesn't depend whether I'm Indian or European, American, African, whatever it is, Vietnamian, is not dependent. Krishna consciousness is beyond that. Para Tatvat. Remember, we read and discussed about these few verses down before. So, what is the best benediction? Prabhupada is starting the purport by saying that this is the best benediction that a devotee can ask of the Supreme Lord. Please give me this chance, life after life, and species after species, and from one planet to another planet. Like Krishna, I'm always associating with your pure devotees. So the key word is also whatever characteristics are described in this particular verse are the characteristics of the pure devotee. Pure devotee does not pray for liberation or cessation of cycle of birth and death. And then it says pure devotee so many times. Let's find in this verse word pure. All right. So how many times Prabhupada is using the word pure? Pure devotee does not pray for liberation or cessation. Pure devotee, when pure devotees assemble to chant, hear, or talk about Supreme Personality of Godhead, that place they assemble becomes Vaikuntha. A pure devotee can create Vaikuntha or Vrindavan anywhere simply by chanting the glories of the Lord without offense. Pure devotional service, my dear Lord, life after life, may I be fixed in your pure devotional service. The conclusion is that a pure devotee is not anxious to stop the repetition of birth and death, but is always eager to associate with other devotees who are engaged in chanting and hearing about the glories of the Lord. Now, I may not be a pure devotee. I am not a pure devotee. What is may not? I'm not a pure devotee. But can I aspire to be a pure devotee? This is the gold standard. Whenever we are trying to achieve a goal, there's got to be a standard, no, where you're going to compare it to yourself. For example, if somebody is trying to become Dhruva Maharaj, for example, if I go outside Srimad Bhagavatam, what was his gold standard before he gave up his material desire? What was his gold standard of enjoyment?
He wanted a
Possessing
big
Wanted
earthly kingdom, much bigger than his father.
great grandfather. His
Mm.
father is Uttanapad.
Uttanapad.
And Uttanapad's father is, who's Uttanapad's father?
Brahmaji.
No, Swayambhu
Swayambhava
Maharaj.
Manu.
Swayambhu.
And Swayambhava Manu's father is Brahma,
Brahmaji.
highest.
Mm.
So
Mm.
Dhruva is the son of Uttanapad. Uttanapad is the son of Swayambhava Manu. Swayambhava Manu is the son of Brahma. Now, what did Dhruva want? He wanted a kingdom greater than his great grandfather. So his grandfather is Swayambhava Manu, great grandfather is Brahma, highest. That's the highest standard. And he wanted to actually surpass that standard. So that was his standard. So when we are becoming Krishna conscious, we have to have a standard that actually what kind of devotional service are we aiming? A pure devotional service, a mixed devotional service, or a devotional service only when I need some ends to be met. When I need Krishna, I remember, and when I don't need, one has to be honest. Krishna is open to everyone. It's not, I'm not trying to judge or say, but we have to be introspective and see within ourselves what kind of devotional service is my gold standard. Before this class, I had a Chaitanya Charitamrita class and we were discussing this. I'm going to bring this up here too because I think we found it very relevant. I did a little research from Bhagavad Gita that what is the importance of becoming a devotee of Krishna. Okay, before I bring this up, let's see this. Let's say that somebody is signing a job contract. So are they just going to sign it like blindly, or are they going to study the contract, look at the benefits, the retirement plan, the vacation, the hours of work? What is the intelligent person do? What will they do?
You will
They
study.
They study everything.
Study the details.
Conditions, terms and conditions.
So they'll study, right? They study and then they
Yeah.
may even ask for some modifications. So when I'm trying to become a devotee of Krishna, what's the contract like over there? You know, I'm not putting this question out of sentimentalism, and I put this question in my heart. Krishna showed me. Krishna is ready to give the terms and conditions. He's giving it. I'm going to show you that what is the importance of becoming a devotee of Krishna. No, my life is okay. Remember, in the mode of ignorance, we are making decisions which are always wrong because they're in the bodily concept of life. But I'm okay. Oh, by the way, I recently heard that they did a study in UK where they asked like people the reply the question was how are you, okay, and they people who were question was asked by somebody and the answer was given by somebody. So if somebody said I'm okay, I'm good, then that's it. No then their conversation was like, okay, tell me how you're doing, tell me how's your family, tell me what's the plan for the day. But if somebody answered the other person that I'm not okay, then the conversation 90% of the time stopped there. The person who was asking the question, how are you, and got a reply, I'm not okay, did not further inquire into what's making you not okay. It's an interesting observation. I'll come back to it when we connect the dots. So, what are the contract like? What is the importance of becoming a devotee of Krishna? You know, here we are studying that this particular devotees, prachetas, are asking to be a devotee of Krishna, life after life, planet after planet, species after species. What is so like, what's a big deal in this position of being a devotee of Krishna? So I did a research. Don't get so impressed because this is a research only from the index of Bhagavad Gita. I looked at devotee and I looked at all Prabhupada has listed all these things, and I made a little cheat table. So let's go over it. So in chapter number 9, okay, Krishna is saying, verse number 22. This is the chapter. These are all Bhagavad Gita chapters 9, 10, 12, 13, 18. Chapter 9, Krishna is saying, verse 22, Yoga Kshema Vahami Aham. But that's a key line in this verse. But what it means is that I preserve what you have and I carry what you lack. Like basically what it means. So if I'm trying to make a relationship which is long lasting, satisfying, nurturing, then I want to be like accepted, right? So Krishna says, I'm going to accept what you have. I preserve what you have, in fact. And whatever you lack, I'll bring it. So I think this is the good term to go ahead. Then verse 29 says, this is an interesting verse. I did a little further research in this verse. So, ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya. Krishna is saying in this verse that I envy no one. I'm not partial to anyone. I am friends of all, but ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya. But who is my devotee? They live in me and I live in them. So Krishna is a friend. So I don't want to go in the details. I can, but I don't want to go in details, but the question raised in this verse is Krishna is saying, I'm not envious of anyone, I'm not partial to anyone. But tu means but. This is a word which breaks. But whoever is my devotee, I'm friend to them and they're friend to me. So how is it that you on one side you're saying you're not partial, but then you're saying your friendship, deeper friendship is for a person who's your devotee? So I looked up Baldev Vidyabhushan's commentary because Prabhupada says in the pulpit over there that, okay, a person who is a very rich person can be distributing his wealth amongst people who are needy. But when it comes to the affection, the first affection is for his own family members, and this is natural. This is where Prabhupada ends his pulpit. But I want you to know more. So, Baldev Vidyabhushan Thakur in this verse says that the qualities of partiality, qualities of enmity are in the modes of material nature. Krishna is not in that mode of material nature. And when he says, Tu mam bhaktya, I am a friend of a devotee, and the devotee is a friend of mine, that is a quality in the transcendental level. That's not in the modes of goodness. So that relationship exists in transcendental level, which actually goes in conjunction with verifying what Krishna said earlier in Bhagavad Gita, which was, as one surrenders unto me. What is that verse? Yena mam upayanti te. What is the verse? As one surrenders unto me, I reward them accordingly. He says this in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
ये यथा मां
ये यथा
प्रपद्यन्ते
मां
तां
Ye
प्रपद्यन्ते
तथैव
thamam
तां
भजामि
prapadyante
तथैव
अहम्.
tam
भज
sadeva bhajami ham. Thank you very much. Thank you. So ye thamam prapadyante tam sadeva bhajami ham. So whoever surrenders unto me, to what degree I respond to that degree. Which actually Krishna like refutes in Bhagavatam, which is a different subject matter itself. I'm not going to go there. So this is a good contract. This is a good contract to become a devotee of Krishna. So far convincing that that Krishna is going to be my friend and I'm going to be a friend of Krishna. And then says, okay, in verse number 31 in 9th chapter, the key word is Kanteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Which Prabhupada uses the word perishes never. So declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. In material world, if we have a relationship, the relationship may survive some trauma, or even if it survives, there may be some revival that has to be done, or the relationship might break because of whatever reason. But Krishna is saying the relationship with me, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, never perishes. And Prabhupada is using the word perishes. Why Prabhupada didn't use the word vanquishes or falls down or disappears? Why perishes? And he thought, I was thinking, and Krishna gave me intelligence. Why perishes? Yeah, any thoughts? Why perishes? Why not other words? What's so important about this word? My devotee never perishes. What does word perishes mean to you? It's okay
It
to be
has to
wrong.
do with the kala. It has to do with the time factor. Perishes as the time passes, things become bad, perish.
Hey, very nice. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So it says, okay, let's say that you have this apple on your table, and every day you tell that apple, today is the day I'm going to eat you. Okay, and then day after day, week after week, that apple is still sitting there. And you keep looking at it every day. Yeah, this happens to you, and like there's some stuff in the houses. I'm going to use you today. Today is the day. Yeah,
Yes,
it happens.
yes.
So,
Yes.
but then so I'm giving example of this apple that is sitting on your island or sitting on your table. I'm gonna cut it today. So weeks pass and then you open it. What would you find when you open it? What would you
It is
find?
rotten.
It's
Rotten.
perished. It's spoiled.
It's perished, means it's dark
Perished.
in color, it's black, it's all like gone. So what does it mean? What does it mean? I thought what it mean is fresh apple has this nutritive value. There's so many vitamins, it's nutritious, it's healthy. But perished means those values are gone. No, not only it has become rotten, but the qualities that a fresh apple had are gone. So what I thought, okay, maybe this is what it means. Prabhupada means perishes, means that, okay, if I do a mistake in my journey of Krishna consciousness, which we all do, and does it mean that whatever qualities or whatever level of realization I acquired in Krishna consciousness will be perished? Will be gone? Krishna says never, never perishes. Never. The word never is used. Got it? Did you understand? That's why Prabhupada didn't use the word vanquishes, you didn't use the word disappears, didn't use the word fall down. He used the word perishes. Did you understand? It's so nice. Prabhupada's translation is so nice. So, would you like to be in a relationship where your qualities are always going to be preserved and always going to be validated, no matter what mistake one is doing? So, there's importance, there's this importance of becoming a devotee of Krishna. Krishna himself writes his contract in Bhagavad Gita, become my devotee. In 10th chapter, he gives his verses, 9th verse, Machitta Madgada Prana. You know, person who becomes a devotee of Krishna is always Tushyanti cha ramanti cha bodhayantastu parasparam, right? That verse it is Machitta Madgata Pranam. So they're always very happy. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Tushyanti means what? Tushyanti means
Satisfied.
Happiness.
Satisfied.
Ramanti means what?
Enjoy.
Engaged. Happily engaged.
in enjoying.
Happily engaged, Mata.
Or enjoying. Thank you. So Tushyanti is the highest level of satisfaction, not just satisfied. We seek satisfaction little here, there, right? But highest level of Tushyanti. Ramanti comes from the word Ram. So the highest level of enjoyment and the highest level of satisfaction comes to my pure devotees when they are bodhayantastu parasparam, when they are enlightening each other about my pastimes. Then they are actually achieving the highest level of satisfaction and the highest level of enjoyment. Yeah, would you like to be in a relationship where you have highest, there's nothing more than that level of satisfaction and highest level of enjoyment?
Yes.
Yes, Mata.
Yes.
Yes.
Mataji.
Krishna
Yes.
is giving that term in Bhagavad Gita. Become my devotee, you'll get this. And he says, okay, I may say, okay, but Krishna, you're so big, you're unlimited. I'm so limited. How is it going to happen that I'll become your devotee and have these realizations of Tushyanti cha, Ramanti cha? How? Krishna, don't worry. Dadami buddhi yogam tam ye namam upayanti te. I will give you the intelligence by which you can come to me. I will provide what you lack. I will preserve what you have. I'll give you the intelligence. Just come to me. You know, Krishna is not like Prabhupada says, Krishna is not like us that he is lacking one servant. And then he's asking, can you please become my servant? Because I'm lacking one servant. He's not coming from that place. He's actually coming from the place of deep concern that actually you belong to me. I was listening to the lecture by Swam Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj 2 days ago, and he was explaining that in this world, which actually like blew my mind, he said, in this world, we look for relations where there is acceptance, there is affection, there is, there is validation. Do you know why we look for these relations like this? Yeah, is there anyone in this world who's looking for a relation where there is always rejection? There is no respect. There is always invalidation. Yeah? Anyone here looking for such a
No.
kind of?
No, Mataji.
No.
No, Mataji.
No.
Validation.
We are actually looking for these things in every kind of relation. You become a friendship, colleague, social friendship, family, children, anywhere you go, we're looking for this. Then he went more deep and he said, you know why we are looking for these things in this material world? Is that because we are insecure. We seek security from others. And what makes us insecure? Because we are looking, because why are we looking? Because Krishna gives pure security. This is how we are with Krishna. Krishna gives affection, Krishna gives validation, Krishna gives appreciation to me all the time. And I left it. And now I'm looking at here because I feel insecure without these things. So Krishna says, don't worry, come to me. I will give you the intelligence by which you can come to me. You may not have any intelligence, but I'll give you. I was talking to my Guru Maharaj today. We are starting one session from February 1, and then he said, you give the first class. And I said, but Guru Maharaj, you're going to be there. How can I give a class in front of you? He said, no, you give it. So it will be very difficult. And he said, just stop it, give it. And if you want to make anything easy in your life, then just pray to Srila Prabhupada and it will become easy. Bas khatam. So he like said, just do this. Just pray to Prabhupada and make it easy. In 12th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in verse 13 to 20 that these are the qualities which endear Krishna are these the qualities. So I actually will tell you one funny story. So in 2018 and 2019, you can actually go back to Gita Nagari YouTube channel if you want. There was this empathic communication seminar by Prabhupada's disciple. His name is Bir Krishna Goswami. Please excuse me if I've mentioned this before, but it's relevant here. So he was saying that the in empathic communication, there was this concept of what is a why do we behave our best when we are in love with someone? Yeah, this happens, and when somebody is in love with someone else, they want to put their best face forward, best qualities. They want to be likable, attractive. Yeah, they want to be like dressed up nicely, combed, dolled up. Yes.
Yes, yes.
So
Yes,
the
Mataji.
question was,
Definitely.
Yes,
yeah, yes, the question was that what makes us behave and communicate so well when we are in that kind of a zone. So he said, interestingly, they did functional MRIs on people who were in love with each other. And they found out that the areas of the brain which lit up in that functional MRIs, which were like super excited in the brain of those people, were the exactly same areas which light up when a person is under the effect of a psychedelic drug like cocaine. So basically, so the qualities we actually excite our physical domain of existence so much when we are attracted to the quality of someone else and we want them to be attracted to our qualities. Now, this world, as we know, at least theoretically, from Krishna conscious perspective, that this is the upside down banyan tree. Let's take it to Krishna consciousness. That Krishna is giving a list of the qualities that actually attract him. He appreciates these qualities in a person who is trying to be a devotee of Krishna. He's actually giving his terms and conditions. This is the job you have. This is what you know. Try to acquire these qualities. And then verse 15 says, this is the best way, dear quality of mind, that a person who is my devotee is not causing any disturbance to someone. He's not putting any difficulty in someone's life. Is remaining equipoised in the position of happiness, distress, fear, and anxiety. One thing to think about, which I'm not going to bring up today, but unless you want me to bring up, is that okay, we are equipoised in the situation of distress, but Krishna says remain equipoised in happiness too. That's very interesting. Who tells happiness, remain equipoised, tolerate happiness? There's the matra spashastu kante asitoshna sukha dukkha daha. So both agama paino nitya stam titikshisa bharata. You can tolerate both happiness, distress. Yeah, do you tell this to yourself or people? I'm so happy today. Tolerate. Tolerate. Do you say that?
No, Mataji.
No,
Don't
No.
say like that.
No.
On the contrary, when we are distressed, we say, okay, tolerate, time nikal jayega, tolerate. So or others tell us. So these are the qualities which endear Krishna, and he is requesting that you cultivate these qualities. 13th chapter, he's saying, Mad bhakta etad vijnana mad bhavo upapadyate. My bhava or my nature is revealed to a person who is my pure devotee. So it's revealed. Krishna gives that jnana, vijnana. Then in 18th chapter, verse 56 says, Mat prasada vapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. Krishna is received by the mercy. Mat prasadat avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. By my mercy, you can achieve my supreme destination. So Krishna's mercy is okay. There's an endeavor, but then there's mercy. Remember Damodar's pastime, 2-finger shot. One finger represents endeavor, another finger represents mercy. So Krishna is completing the whole thing. That you do the endeavor, he starts giving the qualities with do the endeavor. I will preserve your endeavor. I'll carry what you're lacking in your endeavor. And at the end, I will also give you the mercy. So according to me, it's a good deal. Do you think it's a good deal to become a devotee of Krishna according to Bhagavad Gita?
Yes.
Mataji,
Yes,
great
Mataji.
deal.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
There's
Spot on.
so much affection there, so much like love from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this relationship is based on just pure love. It's not asking for anything. Wherever he asks for something, he asks this adjective with the love and devotion. Do it with love and devotion. Think of me, sing my glories with love and devotion. Or offer me fruit, water, leaf, or flower with love and devotion. So, with love and devotion, he's so hungry for the love. Krishna hungry for my love? But Krishna has millions and gazillions of devotees. I might be love hungry, hungry or crying for love. But Krishna, yes, he is. He is Believe it. He is. Otherwise, why will he make so much effort, you know? Look at the effort given a human form of life, coming as a super soul in my heart with me, giving a spiritual master, giving Sri Prabhupada, giving his words in Bhagavad Gita, giving his pastimes and his devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam, giving the intelligence to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Is it not all an expression of his love for each one of us? No? Don't you feel it?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
You don't feel it?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
So, if you don't feel it, then that's a problem. Then chant Hare Krishna better, and you'll feel it, and make it more and more deep in your existence, and then this particular prayer will naturally come out one day. I hope, and I pray one day that as long as we have to remain within this material world due to our material contamination, so actually, a pure devotee takes responsibility for their stay in material world. A devotee who's not pure will blame it on Krishna. Why am I here? Why bad things are happening to good people, which basically means why bad things are happening to me, because I'm a good person, right? But this is our material contamination. I'm in this world because I have this contamination, Krishna. So I'm taking responsibility, wandering from one type of body to another, from one planet to another. We pray that we may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastimes. We pray for this benediction, life after life, in different bodily forms and on different planets. The other day I was thinking that do you experience this, that when we are like when listening to a lecture and, or talking to someone and doing the household chores, let's say you're cooking or you're doing laundry or you're doing grocery or you're doing driving, the distance is measured quickly when you're talking to someone over the phone or in person. The work is done faster.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yes,
that?
yes.
Do
Yes,
you get that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I get
It
that.
gets
Yes,
fast. Yes.
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Definitely.
So I was thinking that why this happens, that if I'm listening to Prabhupada's lecture and I'm doing the work, then I don't feel the pain of travel or work so much as compared to when it's pin drop silence and I have to just do the work. Why work becomes so heavy? Because there's a realization that there's Prabhupada is speaking or my friend is talking to me on the phone. Right? So there's this, I can actually connect to my physical domain, that I'm not alone in doing this. So Prabhupada, that means, I got the realization, Prabhupada was always moving. He didn't waste even 1 second of his life. He was always moving. One project to another project, one country to another country. So how come, how come it never felt so heavy on him? Say, oh my God, Prabhupada was always conscious of Krishna, always talking to Krishna, always seeing Krishna. So he never actually felt alone in this endeavor because he was in that consciousness. It's a big thing. It's a big thing to be a pure devotee of Krishna. It's not small. He's always seeing Krishna, always being with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I think this is the best life that I'm going to offer in this particular chapter of my existence in this material world. You think if you want to sign this contract or not? And if not, then maybe we should talk. Why not? What modifications are you asking for in becoming a devotee of Krishna? Okay. Any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections? I can't see anyone. I can't hear anyone.
Ultimately,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, the love that we have to actually have is practically only chanting Hare Krishna constantly and think of him. Or any other,
Yeah, you're
any
true
other.
in principle. It's true in principle. But it's not so easy. Otherwise, why would Prabhupada do so much endeavor to make so many temples and make so many associations and yatras? It's true in principle, but to get to that principle, don't do spiritual bypassing. We need the we need the association of the devotees. Here they're asking. They could have just asked, give us Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and a chanting japa bead, and that's we're done. You're asking, what are they asking? What are they asking? We may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastime. Now, don't leave the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is we pray that we may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastimes. Prabhupada said, there's no higher authority than Prabhupada here. I am not a devotee, but I become a devotee when I am in the association of devotees. Okay, so aim for this, and everything else will improve on its own. Aim for this. Okay, Shubharao Prabhu.
So, for that also we have to pray, na? We have to pray Krishna. Say Chaitanya Prabhu says that Mama Janmani Janmaneshwari. Bhavad Besad he entered. Same thing, na? Even for that also he says that please give me that confidence, give me that thought.
You see,
I
Mama
feel
Janmani
like
Janmanishware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahetu Ki Tvai is
Ah.
what verse, what number verse of Sikshastakam prayers? What number verse?
Mama Janmani. Fifth one?
Yes, anybody?
Fifth one?
Second.
Second. Second, no?
Fourth one.
No, fourth, I
One.
think. Mataji.
Fourth one.
Suddenly, if you ask me, mind will come back. One is
Of the prayers.
Chaitanya Prabhu,
You're not
second is
recalling?
that one.
Nadanam Najanam
Madhana Janam. Srinivas Prabhu, please tell. Adi eti Gutra.
We'll look at it. We'll look at it. Because
Nadanam
there's a
Najanam
reason.
Sundaram Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye. Mama Janmani Janmaneshware Bhavatat Bhaktir Haituki.
It's fourth one, Mataji. Fourth.
Fourth
one.
one. Yes,
So,
Mother.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yeah, so to come to the fourth verse, there are 3 other verses to be understood before that. Okay, I am actually right now working with my Guru Maharaj in making a synopsis of Sikshastakam prayers, and I'm translating his, I mean, I have his transcription, but I'm making synopsis because he's doing the seminar in May on Sikshastakam. So he's explaining Sikshastakam prayers are deep. This is number 4 prayer. Sikshastakam prayers have everything. They have everything that our all 6 Goswamis writings are based on Sikshastakam prayers. Jiva Goswami gave over 700 writings, but they're only based on Sikshastakam prayers. So our Sikshastakam prayers have all 9 stages of bhakti. They have Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Each prayer is a couplet. First is like Hare Krishna, second is Hare Krishna, then Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, like that. Sikshastakam prayers also have Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan, Gyan. So before we come to the 4th prayer, there are 3 other prayers which we need to understand. That is why the word pure devotee is used so many times. You are right in principle, but I am more interested in application to our lives right now where we are. Right in principle, don't bypass to becoming a pure devotee without understanding my own level. You're right, nobody is wrong here. But it's important. It's important to understand one's own self in relation to Krishna.
Yes, Mother.
Hey, thank you for bringing it up, Surya Prakash Prabhu. Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu, you had something.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I
Hare
just
Krishna.
wanted to narrate my short experience when I was returning back after a decade and a half overseas. I asked my chief to give me some advice, and he gave me an advice that hide your success. You are
I
returning
am your
back
success.
and
What is
hide your
advice?
success. He
I
said,
could
hide
not-
your success.
Hide your success.
Hide your success. I couldn't understand very well. I asked him repeatedly, and he said, as time passes, you will know. 10 years later, I invited him for one of the Indian orthopedic surgeons' big conference to give a keynote address. And then he asked me, did you understand? And I said, yes, I understood it very well. Because I realized one hard fact, that when I am successful, when I boast about it, most of the people around though they smile and congratulate me, are very unhappy. So it's best to hide your so-called successes. Otherwise, you are making people around you very unhappy. There are only very few people who get happy when you get successful. So this is the hard fact of material life. So as you say very rightly, tolerate your happiness. Similarly, you
Oh,
must hide your success all the time.
we have to start making words of wisdom by Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu. We can make a small booklet already. So thank you for sharing that. Yes, thank you.
Totally agree with Prem Prakash Prabhuji, Mataji. Totally agree. I have also got similar experiences.
Okay, we can look at it from spiritual aspect, because the pure devotee really doesn't think that they are successful. They really doesn't think like that. They think that they're most fallen, right? Whatever prayers we have, Patita Pavan Hetu Tava Avatar, Musama Patita Prabhu, that Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Na Pai Bihar. So basically, go ahead, Shubhara Prabhu, sing it out.
Hare Krishna Mata. Patita Pavana Hetu. I'm not getting the next one.
Na Pai Bihar. So
Tava
basically, what Narottam Das Thakur is saying.
Musama Pratima Prabhu. I'm not getting the lyrics, Mataji, but
Na
that's
Pai
very.
Bihar. So what he's saying is, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, you are Patita Pavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are Patita Pavan. Patita Pavan. Patita means fallen. Pavan means who lifts. You are the one who lifts the fallen. My claim is first. Why? Because I am the most fallen. This is what Narottam Das Thakur is saying. And Prabhupada explains that, is Narottam Das Thakur most fallen? But he feels like that. He really feels like that. So a devotee of Krishna doesn't think that they are very. You see, then the best quality can become the worst enemy in Krishna consciousness. It's the best quality. Humility is the best quality because it gives honesty, integrity, and purity. Right? Humility gives honesty, integrity, purity. But if I start fanning my humility, then this becomes the worst quality. And Krishna is Bhavagraj, right? He's going to extract. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what others think. What matters is, am I being authentic or not? Which will be tested at many places before we actually die. And then finally, at the time of death, will be tested in its complete authenticity. Thank you so much, Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu. We have to start making words of wisdom by you. Do you guys know he's a very
Actually,
good
Mataji,
writer? A very good writer. So